Okay, hello everyone, hello, and welcome to a new week. A fun new week of full double streams, my friends, that's right. Starting today and for 5 straight days, we're going to have double streaming days, which means roughly 6 hours of gameplay a day, 8+ hours of streaming every single day here for you on Twitch. How's everyone today? Hopefully I find you well. This is the final week of June 2018. So we are starting off the summer, pretty much. The summer started late last week. This is the first full week of summer coming up. And I know that many of you are either off from school or university or whatever. Some of you kind of have a more vacation-style mentality right now. Although for many of you, I'm sure it's like it used to be for me when I used to work a lot more during the summer because I was free. I didn't have much to do, so I would work my butt off to try to earn as much money as I can during these months when I know that I don't have much else going on, okay? For some people, this is gaming heaven, because now, finally, you get a chance to sit down and play a lot of the games that you haven't had a chance to play over the last few months when you were busy with other stuff, right? So, yes, my friends, it's going to be a fun one. FYI, I've got a lot to cover on the pre-stream today. I want you guys to know that what a variety week we're having this week, okay? I also want to toss a couple questions your way, and I'm curious to hear what everyone's reactions are to a couple things that I want to pose to you, alright? So, let's go ahead and let's get to it, alright? First of all, my friends, today is Monday, June 25th, 2018, FYI, alright? Let's very briefly go through the schedule for this week because it's going to be a big variety of stuff, and I want everyone on the same page as to what we'll be doing every day. Today's Mario Tennis Aces. Okay, I'm picking off right where I left off on Friday. The 4th world in the story-based single-player campaign. Okay. And, I mean, to be quite honest with everyone, I was digging the campaign because it's more like an adventure RPG than a sports game. But all of a sudden, the game has had an incredibly high difficulty spike out of nowhere. And I'm trying to face Blooper, and Blooper is just incredibly cheap. Has abilities Mario doesn't have, like the ability to curve a shot, or the ability to perfectly hit a shot off of the mast on the ship stage you're playing on to get basically an unstoppable shot, versus if Mario tries to do it, his shot always goes out. So basically, it's completely unfair. The computer has way more abilities than Mario does, and there's really not much you can do about it. So some people have suggested some things for me to do today. One suggestion was screw the rules of the game, just play long enough to build up super, and keep wailing on Blooper with my super to try to break his racket. And after doing 2 to 3 supers, I may break his rackets, and then the game will end, and I'll just win by default. So I guess I could try that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have been enjoying the campaign of this game. It's just a shame that it looks like possibly this may be the end of it if I really can't get by it. And just so you guys know, over the weekend, alright, I had my time off on Saturday, and I had my single gameplay stream yesterday of Half-Life 2. I was following along on Twitter other people talking about Mario Tennis Aces, and I basically followed the feed about Mario Tennis Aces. And in general, the vast majority of people playing the game really like it, but the vast majority of people playing the game are only playing against humans. Meaning they're only playing other people or they're playing online. Most people have not actually tried the single-player campaign. And most people who have, who are tweeting about it, are complaining. Much like my complaints last week. They're saying, my God, why is it so tough? Why is it so different from actually really playing the game? It's more like, finding a way to beat these ridiculously stacked challenges rather than actually learning how to play the tennis game competitively against someone else. And one person who is a much bigger streamer than I am, was complaining he couldn't even get past World 3. Now, this is a guy who all Friday was playing the game online and having fun and winning and saying, man, this is a great game, everyone loves the stream. Then when he switched to the campaign, his viewers hated it. Because they said, this is broken, it's nothing like the real game. So it's kind of like exactly what I was saying. It's pretty much exactly what I was saying about the campaign on Friday. It seems to me I was one of the few people who actually decided to just go along with the campaign as it started. That most people say, I don't want to do this. I want to play the game against people first. And then they went over to that and they never really stopped. While I just said, okay, I'll just go right along with this campaign the game jumped me into. And that's why, that's why I'm having a different experience, So, today, Mario Tennis Aces on this first stream. Now, being very upfront and honest with all of you, much like I said on Friday, okay? Mario Tennis Aces, I'm making no money on any YouTube video. Nintendo has claimed all of the videos of this playthrough. Therefore, you know, all the work I did on Friday, I made no money on at all. Now, the good news is on Friday, people showed up to watch because it was the premiere stream and they were supportive. So in that regard, I was like, okay, since people came and were supportive on stream and everyone liked the stream, even though I made no money on YouTube, it was all right because I was able to, you know, at least, you know, do well on the stream, so I'm going to keep playing it. If today, all of a sudden, now this second, you know, this second session, you know, people aren't showing up, no one's being supportive, people are saying it's boring, that's going to be it for Mario Tennis Aces. You know, I didn't commit to playing this game at length at all, especially knowing that I wasn't going to make any money on YouTube on it. And that's just real talk, you know, it's, other people may sugarcoat it or say other stuff when they move on from games. For me, it's this simple, you know, I'm going to play a game until, if you guys are enjoying it, if I'm enjoying it, and if, you know, it makes money so I can pay my bills. Right now, on Friday, it was alright, because the stream was good, but if the stream stopped being good, that's it for Mario Tennis Aces. Keep in mind, this was a game I was going to skip, okay? This was a game I 100% was skipping, was not going to play. I'm only playing it because a fan donated it, okay? So, it's not my cup of tea to begin with. It's outside of my comfort zone. And I played it because that fan donated it, and it seemed like there was some interest last week in me playing it. But I'm not going to play it extended unless people keep showing up and watching on stream, okay? So, let's see how today's stream goes. Here's how the way I'm approaching it. We're going to jump back into the campaign. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to beat the damn blooper and continue on. If it gets to the point where I hit an actual wall where I can't win, alright, I can't beat it, I can't progress, I'm going to try the multiplayer. I'm going to try to go online and play against people online and see how it goes, alright? And then we'll see, you know, we'll see how the stream goes. This will be a determining factor on if I play this game later in the week, okay? Okay. Now tonight, my friends, my second stream later tonight is going to be the conclusion of Vampire. Finally! I get to finish this game. I'm on the final boss. So, I'm definitely going to beat it tonight. We're going to get into the epilogue and see how the story ends. Keep in mind, I did not drink any blood the entire game, which is why I'm so underleveled for the final boss, and I hope that I can beat it. We'll see how things go tonight, okay? But I'm thinking tonight will be the end of Vampire, and then I'll be able to conclude it. If I have time during the live stream tonight, I will live review it as well, and finally get rid of it. Thank God. Because really, honestly, it wasn't worth the amount of time I invested in it. But I had already invested so much time into it by the time that the game kind of got shitty that I was like, well, I might as well beat it. So finally tonight should be the end of that, okay? Tomorrow is a very weird day because I'm going to be playing 3 separate things. First of all, I'm going to attempt to play The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. This is the game from Don't Nod Entertainment, the makers of Life is Strange. It's supposedly a free game. It's a one-episode kind of game in the same vein as what you do in Life is Strange. In fact, supposedly, it's in the same universe as Life is Strange, and apparently will have ties to the plotline of that game, okay? Now, everyone's confused because they're like, why is this free episode releasing? Is this going to lead to another game? Or is this a prequel kind of lead-in into Life is Strange 2, which is coming out later this year? No one seems to know. It's very confusing. And I agree. So I guess tomorrow we're going to see firsthand what exactly this is, okay? And go from there. So, that's going to be tomorrow's stream. Now, here's the thing. Number one, this is supposedly, by all reports, the episode's only 2 hours long. As you guys know, my main gameplay stream is 4+ hours long, alright? Number two, no one knows when it's releasing. It's supposed to come out tomorrow, but as you guys know, different digital services like PSN or Xbox Live update at different times. So, whatever version is available, whether it's on Xbox Live or PSN earlier, that's the version I'm going to get. And that's what we're going to be playing tomorrow. If it's not available in time for my main stream tomorrow, then I'll play some Street Fighter until it becomes available. Alright? And vice versa, if it is available once my stream goes live tomorrow, we'll play that first, and then, for the rest of the stream, we'll switch over to some Street Fighter. Okay? So there you go. Now, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, I'm going to be doing some H1Z1, my weekly session of H1Z1, which I've been enjoying myself, playing it once a week. Much more action-packed and much more control-friendly game than PUBG has been on consoles. And, you know, is it something that I want to play at length for a million sessions? No. Is this something that's cool to play once a week? Yes. So I'm playing that tomorrow night, okay? Okay. Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to go back to Half-Life 2. Alright, right now I'm very near the end of Half-Life 2's first expansion, Episode 1. So I will be finishing off that expansion, Half-Life 2 Episode 1. Okay? And then I'm going to be starting Episode 2. Now, how far will I get into it? I have no idea. Alright, but we'll see. You know, I've really enjoyed playing Half-Life 2 over the last week. I enjoyed finishing up the main campaign on Sunday, and I want to do the expansions. The first expansion has been pretty good, so we'll keep going, and we'll see how it goes on Wednesday. That's going to be Wednesday's main gameplay stream, okay? All right. Wednesday night is currently up in the air. I was thinking about Wednesday night, maybe I would do some more Mario Tennis Aces, but I don't want to commit to that. If the game doesn't do well today and people are bored of it, then why am I going to do another stream of it, right? Maybe Wednesday night, I could do something different. I could do more Street Fighter. I don't know. I'm leaving Wednesday night open for now. If Mario Tennis Aces does well today, then I'll play it again Wednesday night. If not, that might be it for Mario Tennis. All right. Thursday, we've got a brand new game. That's right, folks. In Fighting EX Layer. This is a game from the makers of the Street Fighter EX series back in the day, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s. They made these arcade games that were then ported to consoles that were 3D versions of Street Fighter. They took your favorite Street Fighter characters into the 3D realm because previously they'd always been 2D hand-drawn artwork, okay? They also combined that with their own characters, their own unique characters. In a lot of ways, let's face it, they were kind of rip-offs of Ryu and Ken and other characters in the Street Fighter franchise. Darren is kind of like Zangief, etc. But it was cool to have a mix of new characters with the Street Fighter ones. Well, you know, fast forward to 2018, holy shit, like 20 years later, and they've made their own game. And this game actually just stars their original characters from back in the day, so it's going to be interesting. I played the beta of this game earlier this year, and the beta was kind of hit or miss. Like, I had fun playing it, but by the time I was near the end of playing it, you know, 1 or 2 sessions, I realized the game was pretty broken. Like, they had these grooves or isms, whatever you want to call them, these different versions that you could pick. And there was the one where you get super armor, super cancel ability, like, big damage. It didn't make sense. Like, the build was so broken and ridiculous that, oh my god, excuse me, that basically made you incredibly overpowered. And I'm wondering, in the finalized game, like the ranked matches, will those even be in effect? Will those isms or whatever be in effect? Or is that only for a certain mode of the game? I don't know. So I guess we're going to find out this Thursday. I'm going to be playing Fighting EX Layer on my main stream, and we'll see how it goes, okay? Then Thursday night, I'm going to be doing more Half-Life 2. By that point, I'll be into Episode 2, and we'll see. I may even be able to finish up my Half-Life 2 playthrough completely Thursday night. In which case, that's great. That was one awesome Patron's Choice playthrough that I did that I really enjoyed, right? And then, Friday, the big day, ladies and gentlemen. On Friday, it is the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Master Run Challenge, where I, in a marathon setting, even though my stream will be starting around the normal time, in a marathon-style setting, I will be attempting to beat the campaigns of all of the major Street Fighter games in that collection. All right, back-to-back on the hardest difficulty. That's going to be one hell of a challenge, all right? Being realistic here, I played the normal difficulty runs earlier this month in my History of Street Fighter event that I did, the special event, and even then, some of the arcade modes were broken. Super Turbo, DJ was doing a move that in the real game barely hits for any damage, and he was hitting me 3 to 4 times with it for 80% damage. That's normal difficulty. Normal difficulty. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm gonna probably have to employ some cheesy strategies, learn the AI of the games in order to trick it into, you know, losing. Because you actually, when you play against the arcade modes of those games, especially in the hardest difficulty, you cannot play it like the real game. You just can't. If you try to play like you're playing a human, the game will cheat and read your inputs and counter hit you for monster damage. You have to find abusable strategies where you can get the computer to do stuff that leaves it wide open that you can then punish, okay? So we'll see how that goes. That's going to be interesting this Friday. And, you know, that's normally my stream starts around, you know, 10:15 and ends around 4. That stream's going to be going to at least 7, if not later, Although, I mean, I will be taking breaks. I'm going to need to take breaks for snacks and stretching and the like. But that could be a crazy salt-filled, rage-filled, but also challenge-filled playthrough slash marathon session. How far can I get? Can I beat every game in the marathon? We're going to find out. All right? Friday should be good. Then, as usual, my friends, Saturday is my day off. Okay? Sunday. I'm not sure what I'm doing Sunday. It's going to depend on how this week went. More than likely, though, I'll probably be doing another session of Fighting EX Layer since I'll only have played it once on Thursday. So more than likely, that'll be Sunday. And then Monday, again, kind of up in the air. If Mario Tennis Aces is still going and doing well and people still like it, I'll probably play that again. If not, that's okay, right? I could do other stuff. Now, here's the thing I want to propose to you guys, all right? Because last night, I ordered The Simpsons Hit and Run, okay? And I ordered The Simpsons Hit and Run on the original Xbox, and it's supposed to be backwards compatible on Xbox 360, so I should be able to play this game on Xbox 360, much like I did with Scarface. It should still work, okay? Maybe a little bit of resolution issues. We'll have to, tweak a little bit in order to get it to work, but we should be able to get it to work fine, okay? However, I don't know when it's going to show up. The Simpsons could show up this week. It could show up next week. I didn't get a guaranteed shipping date yet, and the game hasn't shipped yet. So I don't know when I'm going to be available to play that. It may not be even until like the middle or later in July. We'll see. I'm hoping it'll show up the first week of July, and then I could start that playthrough. However, I have a suggestion, okay, of something you guys may be interested in particular. All right, in particular, my friends. For those of you who are longtime fans of mine, and you really want a retro throwback feel, you may not even know this, the first week of July, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, or actually it's called Remastered, is being released on modern consoles. And you might say, well, what the hell is that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, way back when in 2009, the first major year that I was a YouTuber and I was constantly uploading videos to YouTube of my gameplay, there was a game called Red Faction Guerrilla that had unprecedented amount of atmospheric destruction. You could destroy buildings, you could destroy rocks, you could destroy vehicles, you could blow everything up in this freaking game, okay? Everything. And the game had pretty unique weapons. Like, not only did you have a sledgehammer where you could knock shit down, but you had a weapon that was like a disintegration gun. You could disintegrate whole, chunks of buildings and the like. And I remember the game was incredibly fun. Although it was challenging and there were frustrating parts, I actually really liked playing the game. And it was my first game ever that I did a review for. Ever. The very first Hateful Truth game review was for Red Faction Guerrilla. Now, that was a different time. That was nearly 10 years ago. It was just me fucking around with it. That was back when gaming was my hobby, not my job. And, a whole different vibe to everything I did. But how cool would it be if here I am nearly 10 years later, for my 10-year anniversary as a content creator, that I replay that game, the remastered edition. I think that could be a really fun playthrough for next week, okay? So I want to get your feedback. Because I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to do this, and then no one cares. At the same time, I am really excited to maybe replay that game, because I've only played it once. I really enjoyed it. It seemed like people back then really enjoyed it. And if you really want to get a retro vibe of, my 10-year legacy, playing that game, from back in the day could be a really awesome way to start the month. Because here's what I'm thinking. All right, here's what I'm thinking. Start the month with that. Balance that with Fighting EX Layer for variety. Do some H1Z1, maybe some Mario Tennis Aces if people still like it. All right, maybe some Street Fighter. Then, once I start wrapping up my coverage of one of those games, immediately start Simpsons Hit and Run. And immediately start Persona 5. So the month will start off with Fighting EX Layer and Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, and then it'll switch over to Simpsons Hit and Run and Persona 5. And then, once those games are done, which probably will take us through at least the middle of the month, then we can decide, oh, okay, what do we want to do next? Do I want to start Octopath Traveler? Do I want to do another throwback playthrough like Silent Hill 2 or Grand Theft Auto Vice City? We can look at that. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking for July. But again, I want your feedback. I want to know what you think of this idea, because I don't want to just do it out of nowhere and then everyone says, oh, well, this is boring, and now we don't want to watch for a month. Because the bottom line is, guys, July is a month that is dead. There's no new games. The only new game is Octopath Traveler, all right? And every summer, you know, I strive to keep you guys entertained, and I do what I can. But people wanted to see Bloodborne so badly earlier this year that I played Bloodborne way back in April instead of saving it for July. Because originally this was the month I was going to play it. And you see what I mean? That I really don't want to commit to stuff if people aren't interested. So let me know. Okay? Let me know what you guys think. Okay. And by the way, if Simpsons does show up, if Simpsons Hit and Run does show up and works fine and no issues, it's possible that I could also balance that in. It's not like, oh, because he's playing Red Faction, now he's not going to play Simpsons. No, it could actually be that I alternate between all three games. It could be me alternating between Red Faction, The Simpsons Hit and Run, and kind of fighting EX Layer for big variety's sake, okay? And then, like I said, I can't wait to restart my Persona 5 playthrough. That's going to be good. Because I've been waiting a year to replay the goddamn game. You know, not replay, I should say to resume the game. I'm not replaying that game from the beginning. That would be too much work. But I'm going to be, you know, resuming from where I left off, and it should be fun. So. Alright, so, yeah, that's kind of my ideas for July. Alright. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is, recently, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been using overlays for my streams. Various different ways. I'll show you an example right now. Alright, take a look at the stream right now, guys, if you're not looking. Look. A new overlay. See that? So, for specific games and specific events, what I've been doing is getting these overlays, say, for the webcam, so that it looks a little bit spruced up. Rather than it's just me, this borderless webcam just kind of showing up on stream, it looks a little bit fancy, right? See how that looks? Looks pretty cool, right? Now, last night, if you guys didn't see it yet, I strongly recommend you head over to my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs, and check the Week in Preview. The Week in Preview last night had a new kind of thing as well. There was actually a video overlay playing at the top of the screen that had motion to it, and it was pretty neat. Alright, I really liked it. And I think I'm going to implement stuff like that in certain videos as well. Now, I'm not saying that every video now is going to be overproduced and going to have a ton of effects that are going to distract you from the gameplay. That's not the point. But I do like doing, you know, making it a little bit more kind of fancy for you guys. And, you know, every once in a while I like to rejuvenate stuff. I even said this last night on the Week in Preview. I said if anyone wants to maybe try to work on a new intro for the Week in Preview or a new overlay for the Week in Preview, you know, it's time to kind of spruce stuff up and make stuff look new again. It's been, you know, a while since I kind of renewed everything. And I don't have, you know, the problem is I'm not a video editor. I'm not a graphic designer. I don't even own Photoshop. Like, I have no ability to do this stuff. I just play games, you know. So, if anyone has, you know, talent and wants to use it, and, you know, I'd be more than happy to give people credit and a shout out and everything, alright? I'd be more than happy to. I'd be more than happy to showcase your talents as long as you let me use the stuff on my streams and sessions, okay? So, my friends, you may see more overlays and the like in the future, since it seems like there's a few people who are eager to make them for me. They like showing off their skills, okay? So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks to everyone who has been contributing recently. I appreciate that. And, you know, in general, just makes stuff look a little better, I think, right? So that's pretty cool. Alright, my friends, that's really all I have to talk about on the pre-stream today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, you know, popping up. Not in general. Not in general at all. The only thing that's kind of funny is YouTube in the past few days. It's funny, since I started playing Mario Tennis Aces, this happened. All of a sudden, I got a slew of new copyright claims against DSPGaming. Now, they're not the claims you're thinking that are bad. They don't hurt the channel. But it's the claims where basically a video gets claimed and I don't get ad revenue on it anymore. But it's basically against games that already previously I thought had been fully claimed. Like, for example, my sports playthroughs that use copywritten music in them. You know, the licensed music in the background. Or my Metal Gear Solid playthroughs, which Konami has claimed all of, right? Or even Nintendo, which I thought Nintendo had claimed all the videos in the past. But just this morning I got one. Oh, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U Part 47 has been claimed, or something like that. And I'm like, How silly, right? But yeah, I still get those. And I got a slew of them, like a big amount over the weekend since Mario Tennis Aces I started playing. What it might be is that it lays off a YouTube channel. That algorithm maybe isn't really like activated for a YouTube channel until you start playing a game where you get a lot of flags, maybe. Because like I said, for the longest time, I haven't played a Nintendo game. It was what? Super Mario Odyssey last year. So that was what, November, December? And now here we are 6 months later. I start playing a Nintendo game and every video gets claimed, of course, which I expected. And then all of a sudden I get an extra slew of claims over the weekend for random games. And I'm like, kind of interesting, right? So I'll keep my eye on it. It's not a big deal because the bottom line is most people aren't watching those older playthroughs. And if they are, they were claimed a long time ago anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. With 46,000 videos on my DSPGaming channel, more than likely like 10,000 of them at this point are probably claimed. And even then, I'm able to make some money on the channel. It's not that big of a deal, you know. It's like I said a few years ago, when this whole content ID / copyright system went into effect and started screwing people over. People like me are more immune to it because I have so many videos that people are watching at a time that it doesn't really matter if, you know, a certain percentage get claimed versus a lot of content creators out there put out, what, one video a day? Well, guess what? Chances are they're going to get those videos claimed. See what I mean? So if you only put out one video a day and over the course of 5 years you've only uploaded, you know, 800 videos versus me, I've uploaded 46,000. Well, if you get 500 to 600 of your videos claimed you can't make money on anymore, now you're screwed. See? So that's actually why I'm a little bit safer when it comes to that kind of stuff. But at the same time, as you guys know, with ad revenue plummeting and everything, no one is safe on YouTube at this point. Which is why most YouTube creators sought alternative methods of income, whether it's Twitch streaming or Patreon pledges or selling merch, etc., right? Partnership opportunities, etc. Alright, guys, let's now get to the plugs. I'm going to do the plugs very quickly today. But what I'm going to say is this up front, my friends. As I've already said, Mario Tennis Aces, you guys already know I make no money on YouTube on these videos. So if you want to see me continue to play this game, like I said already, I had a session Wednesday night that I was scheduling, and I am willing to continue to play it if you guys keep showing up to the streams and are supported. Alright? But if I make no money on YouTube and no one's showing up to these streams, that's it. You know, I'm not going to keep playing it. Alright? So I'm just going to say that up front. That being said, if you want to be more than just a standard stream viewer or video watcher and go above and beyond and contribute and help me out in my efforts to keep doing this full time, there are many ways that you can contribute. The first is Patreon. There are 5 days left in June for you to pledge to my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil. Your pledges help me out, like I've already said, to keep doing this full time, but you get personal perks for your contributions that you put up over there. All right. In particular, the best perk, in my opinion, is the $5 perk. If you pledge $5 or more, you're going to be nominating and voting on the games in an upcoming Rageathon Marathon event where you're going to be able to pick any kind of a game, any genre, as long as it's readily available to be played in a modern, modern capture setup. And it could be games that I've played before or haven't played. Basically, games that are going to make me rage. That's the whole point of this marathon event. Now, that's a crazy amount of power. For $5, you're going to be nominating and voting on games that are going to be in an event that hundreds of people are going to watch and thousands of people are going to see on YouTube, right? Hundreds of people live on Twitch and thousands on demand. Pretty crazy amount of power, right? I mean, just think about the amount of power that people had when they were nominating and voting on these Patrons' Choice playthroughs. I'm doing Half-Life 2 now, and Civilization Hit and Run is about to start. You know, it's pretty awesome. So please give it a look. By the way, just so you know, that's not the only perk. There are many other perks available as well for your pledge levels. Please give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidephil. Pledging to that helps me out a ton, okay? Number 2, I have a Teespring shop. You've been seeing plugs for it the entire pre-stream on your screen. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. Stickers, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, among other merchandise. If you buy any of it, I get a commission, and you get a really high-quality, cool collectible. So please give that a look as well. And then last but not least, if you're here live on the stream and you want to contribute and get a shout-out for your contributions, you can either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you can tip me. If you do any of those 3 things, you will get a shout-out during the stream, okay? Now, there's some criteria to follow. Number 1, please be as short-worded as possible in your shout-out attempt. If you give me a giant paragraph or, lyrics to a song or something like that, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to derail the stream for that stuff. But if the shorter you are, the higher chance I'm going to read it out and give you a shout-out, So please, be as short-worded as possible. Number 2, Please be positive. Please don't try to bring in drama or negativity. Please don't try to derail the chat with things like religion or politics, which I'm not going to discuss. This is a fun gameplay stream. It's meant to be that and only that. Me and the game and interaction with the stream chat, period. It's not to derail stuff with, oh man, Phil, did you hear this guy talk junk about you? And did you see that this happened over here? And this streamer, what do you think about this other streamer? Blah, blah, blah. This is not drama fest. This, there's plenty of other channels you can go to if you want drama and you want negativity and toxicity. This is not going to be one of them, all right? This is just me, the game, and you hanging out and having fun. So please don't try any of that. If you do, I'm not going to read your shout out. It's that simple, all right? Subjective what I read on my own streams. Okay. Now, if you would like an animation to play during the stream, that's also possible. If you either cheer 50 bits or more in one shot, or if you subscribe to the channel, wait a few minutes, and then click on the share button that will appear on your screen, or if you tip me $5 or more at once. Any of those three things, and you will get an on-screen thank you animation to play as both visual and verbal recognition for your contributions, because I'm going to give you that verbal shout-out as well, all right? So it's pretty neat. And it adds to the stream. As you guys can also see at the top of your screens right now, we have the stream stats leaderboard up into effect. We dipped a couple of subs overnight, which is perfectly fine and to be expected. By the end of this pre-stream, I will update that fully, and we'll see how many subs we're up to. But as you can also see, we got spaces for top cheer and top tip. So if you either cheer, sub, or tip today, you'll have a chance to get up on that leaderboard. And if you are the current top cheerer or top tipper, you will get up on that leaderboard until someone beats you. In fact, people have been cheering, subbing, and tipping, and I'm about to update that shortly. All right. In addition to that, if you guys have not noticed in the stream chat, it is a new week. Monday is considered the first day of the week here on Twitch, and they have reset the cheering leaderboard completely. So as you guys can see, right now we've got a top 6 because 6 people have cheered so far. Very good opportunity if you like to get your name up there to cheer today. Since everything there is low, since people have just started to cheer, and this is my first stream of the new week, so just throwing that out there, okay? Now, 2 more final things before we get to shoutouts. Subscribing to this channel. What do you get? How does it benefit you? Well, in particular, guys, this week is going to be a great time to subscribe to the channel. Why is that? Well, it's because of the particular benefits you get if you subscribe to my channel. The first benefit you get is access to all of my exclusive emotes, including the ever-popular DSP Pepe emote. But in particular, for about a month now, we've had these Street Fighter-related emotes for conjuncting with the launch of the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, including DSP Ryu, the Hadouken emote, and the Fireballs, which King Kozatov 4 mod just basically posted me throwing fireballs across the stream chat at the DSP Pepe emote, and it looks pretty cool. Later this week, as I told you guys, not only am I going to be playing a new fighting game in Fighting EX Layer, I'm also going to be playing the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection Master Run Challenge. So there's 2 major fighting game things going on this week, and if you subscribe, you'll get access to those emotes that you can use during those events, alright? In addition, you can use those emotes anywhere. So if you like fighting games and you watch other fighting game streams, you can use those emotes other places too. You know, the Hadouken hands and the Fireball are very generic and could probably be used a lot in other places, okay? Now, in addition to that, you also do not have to watch advertisements when I run them here on ad breaks. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a big advertisement guy. I never have been. And I probably never will be unless I absolutely need to. Advertisements don't bring in a lot of money, from my experience here on Twitch. They just don't. So I don't take a lot of ad breaks because I'd rather play games with you guys. But, that being said, typically 1 to 2 times during a major stream, I do run advertisements. And in particular, this Friday, during this special marathon event of Street Fighter, I'm going to be taking a lot more breaks than usual. Because it's going to be a marathon session, you know, starting at 10:15 in the morning, not finishing till after 7 p.m. That's a long time to be streaming, right? So I'm going to be taking 2, 3, 4 breaks where I'm going to be running ads. If you're a subscriber, you will not have to watch those ads, okay? So there you go. Last but not least, if you become a subscriber, you get a Chat Crown badge, which shows how long you've been a supporter. You can see many crowns in the stream chat right now, various levels. The Bronze Crown is if you're a new sub. If you hit 3 months of ongoing support, it turns silver. 6 months of support goes gold. All right, and then after a year, you get the gold crown encrusted with rubies. And yes, some people soon, in the next 4 or 5 months, will be hitting the 2-year anniversary, the Diamond Crown. Okay, pretty cool. So thanks, everyone, for your support. And consider subscribing today. Like I said, the subbing in the next few days will make a lot of sense because you'll get a lot of use out of it by the end of this week. Okay? And then last but not least, guys, I mentioned tipping. How do you tip? There's 2 ways you can tip me. It's completely separate from the cheering and subbing system. Number one, if you look below the stream, you should see a grid of information, and one of the things there in the grid will be a button that says Tips Jar, and if you click on that, it takes you to my PayPal tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name in a message. It's a great way to contribute during the streams. Or if you don't see that Tips Jar button, you're probably on the mobile version of the site, which doesn't show any of that information. If that's the case, you could just type !tip into the stream chat, and it will bring up the command by which you can leave a tip as well, okay? So thanks to anyone who contributes today. As I said, you get a great chance of getting up both on the, my stream stats leaderboard as well as on the the Cheers leaderboard here on Twitch because it all reset, all right? All right, my friends, it's time for shout-outs. So first of all, what I want to do is shout out some people who contributed overnight. That's right, there's actually some people who think of me when I'm not even live on stream. And I know that sounds kind of wow. You know, some people actually, you know, think about Phil when he's not broadcasting. Yeah, some people like my stuff so much that they show up, you know, whenever they get the chance and they help out. So, special shout out to the following people. We've got Infinite55, who did a 100-bit cheer. Frickin' Frogs Bruh, who subscribed to the channel. And then BattleDuck9000 actually tipped me twice. First, tipped me $5 and said the following. I've been closely following your Half-Life 2 playthrough on YouTube, which is such a throwback for me. Not going to spoil, but just wait until you get to the end. You're going to see why a lot of gamers are still waiting for Episode 3, despite it had been canceled. Okay. You know, I've been hearing a lot of people say they really are enjoying my Half-Life 2 playthrough. I love playing the game. It's great for me because this is an epic game in gaming history that everyone says is one of the best of all time, and I never played it, so awesome to finally go back and be able to experience it. But then BattleDuck tipped me another $2 and said, P.S. Note the difference in quality between vanilla Half-Life 2 and the expansion episodes. How animations have become more lively and characters act less like stick figures. Oh, and how there's more post-processing effects applied during the cinematic scenes. Yeah, I was going to say that in particular, the expansion episodes look a lot better in general than the main campaign of the game did. And I think that's a result of, you're right, they took more time to develop them. They were refining the graphical engine. Keep in mind, while they were designing those episodes, there were also other things being designed, like they were updating Team Fortress 2, Portal, etc. I think Portal had started out as a college project, and then Valve actually decided to use their improved graphical engine and whatever to make an actual game out of it. So yeah. I agree. Episode 1 looks better than the vanilla Half-Life 2. I'm curious to see how much better Half-Life 2 Episode 2 looks. Alright, so that's it. For those who contributed overnight when I wasn't even here, thank you guys very much for that. I do appreciate it. Now let's get to shout-outs for people who have contributed here on the pre-stream, okay? First of all, we start off with Obi-Wan Kenobi, who subscribed at Tier 2. That's the higher subscription tier for the 6th month in a row. He says, happy 6 months, 6 months of fun, entertainment, and content. Thank you very much, Obi-Wan. And thank you for the Tier 2 sub. You know, that's more for me. And you get access to the Evil Ryu emote, which I'm sure you're going to be using later this week when I get to that Master Run Challenge. So thank you very much for that. All right, our first cheer today is from Zacho. Zacho056, who did a 90-bit cheer. By the way, that makes you the cheerleader. So let's just go ahead and get Zacho right up on the leaderboard before we even start with his message. There we go. And Zacho says the following. He says, gutted that I missed the cat stream on Friday. I wish you would stream on Australian time. Caught some clips online, and you two have a really cool vibe. Fuck the haters, matey. Well, Zacho, the whole thing's live on DSPGaming. I don't know if you're aware. You don't have to watch clips from haters. The actual full raw stream is live on DSPGaming. I even set it up. If you go to youtube.com/DSPGaming, on my main channel page, I set up a whole section that says special IRL streams. And moving forward, maybe every few weeks or so, maybe we'll do one of those streams just for the heck of it for fun. And when we do that stream, I'll put it up on that playlist on DSPGaming. Okay? So give it a look. You don't have to watch someone else's video. It's been live since Friday on DSPGaming. Alright? Thank you for the cheer, by the way. Alright. Shout out to Tantamounter, who did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you, Tana Mauner, for the 50-bit cheer. I appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Zacho cheered again. And Zacho says, Cat was cool. There's always going to be shitheads hating because they are sad incels. I don't know what that means. But listen, we fully knew on Friday when we did this video. First of all, we purposely did not announce that Cat would be in the video on purpose because we didn't want to attract a giant ball of negative attention to that particular stream. That being said, the fact that she was a surprise guest really intrigued some people. It was the first time she ever had been on a live stream with me. So it was a brand new, fresh thing, and people really enjoyed talking with her and getting answers. You know, it really was a great interactive session. That is the epitome of the positive kind of experience you can have on Twitch. Two people live here to interact with you and have fun with you, you know? And that's the difference between something like that and what I used to do on YouTube, where everything was just kind of delayed, you know, answering forum questions versus answering live questions. It's a lot different experience. Now, we did have a lot of negative jerks that tried to come in, but the moderators did a great job of keeping the stream clean. And in general, most of the people who, you know, interacted with us, we had a great time. To the point where Kat said, you know, I actually loved it. I would like to come back and do it again, but not right away. You know, let's wait a few weeks. Let's let it build up for more interest before you do this as a weekly thing and then no one cares about it anymore, right? So there you go. Thank you again, Zaka. Obi-Wan Kenobi cheered 50 bits, says H1Z1 going to have airstrikes this week. Revives should be good. Wow, really? So they're going to have airstrikes and revives. This is sounding interesting. That is very different than the game so far. There have not been any airstrikes, and there have not been any ability to revive yourself. So, that could be kind of messy. Imagine a firefight over one of the crates, and everyone kills each other, then everyone instantly revives and starts shooting at each other again. That could be a real mess. Oh, man. Well, I guess we're going to see how it pans out. Tomorrow night when I play it, I guess the patch should be applied, because they usually patch it on Tuesday, right? I think so. Alright, anyway. Shout out to The Real Samuel Hyde, who has subscribed for the second month in a row. Thank you for the subscription, Samuel Hyde. And he says the following: are you a tennis ace yet, Phil? No. I do not think I'm a tennis ace in any way, shape, or form. I don't really know much about tennis in particular anyway. Real tennis. All I know is that in real tennis, you cannot supercharge your shots to the point where you break your opponent's racket. And there's a lot of weird things in this game that are not from real tennis. It still seems to be a fun game, though. Alright, the Honest Troll has cheered and asks, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember you saying who you thought won this year's E3 and also switch to G Fuel. No, I did not say who won this year's E3. You're absolutely correct. I did not, because I don't think there was a definitive winner. I think that Bethesda, Sony, and Microsoft all had some pretty solid conferences, even though none of them kind of absolutely blew us away to the point where we were like, wow, we are, you know, our jaws dropped and hit the floor. We couldn't, you know, drooling at amazingness. At the same time, they each had a solid performance showing off some good stuff. So I don't think there was a definitive winner, which is why I didn't say that there was a definitive winner, because I didn't think that there was one, okay? It was a solid year where we just learned a lot more about a lot of games that we wanted more information about, and that was a good thing, so. Alright, shout out to Zacho again, who cheered. He says, please do Overwatch with Kat. She might be able to carry you. Well, as I said, that is not possible. Kat plays Overwatch on PC and does not own it on console, and is not going to buy it on console and start over on her rankings and the like. I own it on PS4, and I'm not going to buy it on PC and play it on PC because I wouldn't even be able to capture or stream it. So, it's just not possible. You know, real talk. It's not. You know, and I have no desire to play Overwatch anymore. You know, that was a game that was great when it launched. Even for about a year after it launched, I played it on and off and really enjoyed playing it. But, you know, for the most part, the game kind of died out and waned in interest for me. The last time I played it was when Doomfist was released, which was over a year ago now, I believe, and I don't really care for the game anymore, so. Alright, let's see here. Billy Dancer did a 25-bit cheer, said a ridiculous message about being tight on money and asking me for money, and I'm not going to read it. As I told you guys, there are rules for getting shout-outs on the stream, and there's one thing if it's a silly comment or a joke, and it's another thing if you're just saying something ridiculous for the sake of being ridiculous and trying to get attention, which is exactly what Belly Dancer is trying to do. And they've done this before, and I've ignored them, and I'm going to ignore them again. So I appreciate the cheer, but it would be nice if you could actually say something interesting or positive rather than making up some ridiculous statement that I'm not going to read. I'm not going to entertain. So there you go. Toxic Toilet Juice cheered and says, will you ever finish Oblivion? I actually answered this a couple days ago. Answer is no. At least in regards to if I'm going to play Oblivion again ever, I would restart over. I would not. I certainly would not continue from where I was. I don't even remember where I was in the game at all. Okay, I have no recollection of what in the holy hell I was doing in Oblivion when I was playing it. I would start over. And from what I'm being told, apparently both Oblivion and Morrowind were re-released and remastered on like Xbox One. So if I were to play them, that's probably where I would play them. But no, right now, I have absolutely no desire to go back to those games. As I said, I think it was just yesterday, actually, I got the same question. As we get closer to Elder Scrolls 6, as we get more information about the release of Elder Scrolls 6, and it looks like maybe we'll actually have a release date for Elder Scrolls 6 and a release window, then yeah, maybe then I would consider going back and start replaying Elder Scrolls games. But no, I'm not going to just go back and willy-nilly just play Oblivion or Morrowind out of nowhere, especially because there's little to no demand for them, okay? Zacho cheered again. He says, just wanted to clarify, I actually did rewatch your stream on your YouTube channel, but I missed interacting with you and Kat live. I see. Well, yeah, what are you going to do? You know, Zacho, sadly, as we said, you live in Australia. I live in the United States. We are almost on opposite sides of this planet. And so our time zones are very out of sync. What can you do, right? In general, I changed my stream times on purpose to cater more towards those in the European Union, you know, or those who shortly will be leaving the European Union, if you know what I mean. Brexit. So, yeah, I did that on purpose. My streams used to be later, and I pulled them back on purpose so that people over there could watch more. And in general, I've noticed that it seems like it's a positive change. Most people have told me there has been a positive change, and it seems like more people can attend because of my changes. However, you know, I also have to live a normal lifestyle here. I have to live a normal lifestyle here in regards to living in the United States. You know what I mean? You know, I could pull back my streams 5 more hours, but if I start streaming at 5 a.m., most people in the United States are not going to be watching me at that time. You see what I mean? So I have to kind of do stuff that's more realistic and do stuff that's more realistic to my own time zone as well. You know, I do have a day off where I want to kind of get up the same time I get up the rest of the week. So, so that's how I handle it, right? And I think people like it, so. All right, so guys, first of all, let's check sub count. I have no idea if it's going up or down. I want to double check. Let's see. We've gone down. We've lost subs, folks. You know, it is what it is. We're going to lose subs until we can get people back. And sadly, I hate to say it, you know, this month we did have a few new releases that got people excited. In particular, my E3 coverage, I think, got people really excited. But being that there's not going to be many high-profile new releases for a while, this is kind of this. We're entering the slower time of the year. It's typically the summer months of July and August. Things slow down. And then typically September, October, November, December, you start seeing a big increase in interest again because all the new games are coming out. So it is what it is. I'm not going to be, you know, upset about subs slightly going down because it's not that big of a deal. All right. But, like I said, this is a great week if you guys want to subscribe. You're going to get a lot of benefit out of it, especially if you're watching my stuff coming up later this week with the fighting games. You're going to get a lot of benefit, okay? Okay. Now, shout out to Zacho, who is the current top cheerer with 90 bits. We do not have a top tipper right now. So anyone who tips, you're immediately going to get onto that Stream Stats leaderboard. So, there you go. I also just want to, before we start, give a shout out to the top 7 cheerers. As I said, guys, the Stream Stats leaderboard did reset today. So we've got 3 people tied, or 4 people tied for 7th place. We got Toxic Toilet Juice, Belly Dancer, The Honest Troll, and Divin Erasmus all tied. And then we got Tianamater and Sedella tied for 2nd. And then in 1st place, we've got Zacho. So thank you guys very much. Very much for your contributions. Very nice of you. And I think it's now time to start. What do you guys think? What's going on, Austin? Good to see you. Good to see you in the stream today. By the way, I should say, you know, thanks to all the regulars for stopping by. Hope you guys have fun with today's stream. Again, I hope I can beat Blooper and we can continue on. If not, if I really have hit a roadblock here and I can't surpass, then we'll just go to multiplayer and we'll try that out. And that'll be the stream today. All right, but I hope I can surpass this and keep going because I want to get through the campaign. Typically, when you complete the campaign of these first-party Mario titles, you unlock some stuff. I wonder if I'll unlock, like, customizables and stuff. I don't know, right? All right, well, Dave tipped me $1 and says, I've talked to a lot of streamers who say streaming from 5 to 10 p.m. is the best time for engagement. Have you considered only streaming late during those times? First of all, you have to understand something, Dave. What you just said makes no sense. You said streaming between 5 to 10 p.m. is the best time for engagement. You do realize that 5 to 10 p.m. is not a set time. There are time zones. Is that 5 to 10 p.m. Pacific time? 5 to 10 p.m. Eastern time? Is that 5 to 10 p.m. in Europe? What is 5 to 10 p.m.? It's different for everyone. So just what you said makes no sense, number one. Number two, I stream then. My second stream starts around 6:15 and runs till around 9. So my second stream, which runs just about 3 hours, is just along those lines. And what I find is I get way less attendance on my second streams than I usually do on my first. So at least for what you're saying, it seems to be the complete polar opposite of what I experience. What I see is I get more people on my earlier stream than I do on my later stream. So I'm just saying that's the experience I've had. Maybe other people have a different experience, but that's in general what I get out of it. Okay. But let's get Dave up on the leaderboard. Thank you, Dave, for that $1 tip. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So I think that's gonna be it. You know, that's gonna be it. Oh, my nose itches. Ah. Hold on. I might need to blow my nose before we start. My nose is started itching like crazy. We still have bad pollen here. It's crazy. Like, we had really bad pollen ever since, like, April. And it still continues 2 months later. The pollen counts are, like, out of control. It actually has not affected me that bad this year. Sometimes my throat gets real bad and everything. It actually has not been that bad this year. So, I've actually kind of benefited, I think. For whatever. I don't even know what, but. Okay. Alright, guys. Are we ready? Are we ready to start with Mario Tennis Aces? Seems like everyone's kind of, you know, had enough. Had enough chit-chat. People want to start. So, thank you, Diffuselator. He says, looking forward to the stream. Me too. Thanks, guys, for your support. And I think it's time to jump into Aces and see how I do. Thanks, everybody. And let's begin for the day.